For 10 years, I've had this YouTube channel and I haven't really done a lot with it. A couple months ago, I received a notification for YouTube congratulating me and just marking the 10-year milestone. And honestly, I had not realized that I've had a channel for that long. And I never considered focusing on YouTube, like being intentional and really putting more energy into creating videos specifically for YouTube. When I started using it, it was just like a video library where I could archive the lives that I was doing on Facebook at the time. So maybe you've had an idea, a dream, or a goal, and you didn't commit to it fully, or you didn't really know what you could do. This is your reminder and permission to start now. 10 years. 10 years is a long time, and I've had this YouTube channel for 10 years. It has grown and evolved with me, but as much as I have enjoyed being on YouTube and doing like my deck reviews and readings and things like that, I never really thought to make it a priority. When I got the notification that I had been on YouTube for 10 years, I decided that I was going to put a little more effort into my channel. And really, it's just to see what's possible for me. I started thinking, where or what could I be in another 10 years if I am intentional about YouTube? When I got that notification, I was proud of myself, but again, it just made me wonder, what if? And, what if I had been more intentional about creating videos? What if I treated YouTube like social media instead of a storage platform? What if I shared more of me, more of my story? What if? And the big question for me was, where could I be in another 10 years if I created space for this channel to grow? And I am very proud of myself and just how it's grown organically over the years. To me, that's a big deal. So I am really appreciative of anyone who has watched a video or has chosen to subscribe to my channel. When I was a little girl, I used to dream of having a talk show, and that led me into having a podcast. So it is the Sacred Wellness Alchemy show. And I've been rethinking how YouTube could be my own actual channel, like a channel on TV. Like, what could I do with this platform if I really sit and pour energy into it and showcase different aspects of myself, my life, my work, and my experiences and the knowledge that I have, instead of just sporadically posting or just heavily leaning into tarot content. I love tarot. It will continue to be part of the videos I post, so I will still talk all things tarot, but I also want to expand what I share so that you can understand the why behind divination, the why behind, why tarot is a part of my life and how I use it, not just the readings and the reviews, which I love so much. I don't know if you know this, but I have been on a hiatus from all the things for the past almost year because I had a baby. So in August of 2025, I temporarily closed my business. I had a spa so that I could prepare and focus on being a mom. And I had my daughter in October, and I have just been focused on mommy mode. I miss working with people. I miss energy healing sessions. I miss doing body work, readings, coaching. I miss my work. So I've been slowly preparing to come back. Though I won't be opening a physical space right now, I am focused on doing virtual work with clients. I'm really excited about that. I was also thinking a lot about social media and how I wanted it to be a part of my life. I don't want to have to be anchored or tied to a phone. I even experimented with using something like ScreenZen to block access to those apps. I've taken them all off of my device and using them only from computer. So I've just been playing with different things. And it dawned on me, like, I never really treated YouTube like a social media platform. But it is my favorite because I can find so many things that I love, and generally like the suggested videos or are typically things of interest to me versus being bombarded by things I don't necessarily want to see on other platforms. So I do really enjoy YouTube for that reason. And as much as I use it, I'm like, why not use it to establish myself and my brand and the work that I do? So I've already started making changes so that recording videos will be easy. I invested in a green screen, which should be here sometime next week, so that way I can set it up and just record wherever and not have to worry about having the perfect backdrop. I'm not in my own home where I had my office space, which is typically where I would do all of my videos, or either in my healing spa where I would record as well. So I didn't want location to be a deterrent. So I was like, okay, I'll get a green screen, I'll record that way and just put a background behind me. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I wanted to make this easy and effortless so that I can show up consistently and talk about things that matter. So I've updated like my content processes and the systems that I use to create content. And I have a ton of ideas for videos, including live streams. Though right now, doing lives is a little dicey. Probably when school starts back, I'll have a little more space to do live videos without as many interruptions, but I don't know, that's still working that out. But I do want to start showing back up live because I enjoy the interaction. I'm excited, and it really feels good to find a way to like come back online and get back into the process of creating and sharing in a way that feels really good and aligned for me. And I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. I don't know why now it's just like, girl, just YouTube. I've been working on a lot of things behind the scenes, like refining how I read and coming up with my own like divinatory process. That's still something that I am exploring and working with, but that's something that I want to share. I also became a yoga teacher, and I'm continuing my yoga studies. I'm getting deeper into the ministry aspect of my work, and by ministry I mean serving others in a way that how I hold space for people. My work is my ministry. It's how I give back, how I share and support. So just looking more into that. Getting back into writing. I had some writing projects that I have put on hold that I would love to return to and really see go to publication. So there's that. And then also Sacred Wellness Alchemy, which is my body of work, has grown and evolved. So I'll definitely be sharing more about that too. So I'm building more than just an archive of videos. I want to build a community here that's centered around growth and healing and thriving. This channel, I would also like to become a resource for women and people all over who are on a journey of healing or wanting to find themselves or just reclaim themselves and to really start to be who they were created to be so that they can live the life that they desire to live. So I would love for this to be a place of guidance, of support, of inspiration, of, you know, connection, of community, and just a beautiful space online. I always want to encourage people to keep going and to not let their past rob them of their future, because on the other side of chaos is peace. And I know because I have been through all sorts of chaos and traumatic experiences. So I hope this does develop into a community where we can have discussions and just a beautiful, beautiful space. One of the questions that I asked myself is, what am I afraid of? By going all in on YouTube, making more video content, what am I afraid of? And I sat with that question, and honestly, nothing came to mind. I don't think that there's anything for me to be afraid of because I have been online for such a long time. I've gone through the cringe phase. Like, even looking back at some of my earlier videos, like still kind of like code switching or speaking in like my corporate voice, or feeling like things had to be perfect and polished. I'm not so much worried about trolls. In all of my time of being online, I have only been attacked once, and that was due to a personal connection. I haven't had very many negative interactions, and I think it's just the way that I represent myself, my energy maybe. So I hope that continues to, be my experience in creating content. But I know it could happen, and I don't think that scares me at all. So I don't have any fears around becoming more visible. I think that definitely was something that I wrestled with in the past, but having been doing lives on Facebook and Instagram, and then posting videos on YouTube and just content in general, and sharing my story, I think that I don't have that fear anymore. So I've been able to build up confidence and trust in the why behind why I'm doing all of this and how it all started. There is, I think, a part of me that does judge myself, like for not having like the perfect setup where like I said, I don't have my office space where I could sit and do videos with my beautiful tarot decks all behind me, and so again, so that I'm not holding myself back or letting perfection become a stumbling block, I was like, I'll just order a green screen and I can record and just replace my background if I don't like it, or if I can't find a place to record, and that works for me. So instead of like just ignoring that voice, or that that idea of perfectionism, I listened to it and acknowledged it, and then found some ways to work around it. And also just reminding myself that who I am today and where I am today is all part of my journey. And they're beautiful parts of my journey. Maybe they may be uncomfortable or not my favorite, but it is still part of my journey. And I look at every challenge and obstacle as a stepping stone, or an opportunity to practice what I preach in those uncomfortable moments. And I always remind myself that there's somebody somewhere who needs to hear my message, who needs the wisdom, the medicine, the mojo, the magic that I wield. And so I allow that to inspire me rather than letting it stop me from showing up. The more that I stay silent or hide or allow perfection to stop me, the more I'm allowing the people that I am here to serve in whatever capacity to suffer, and I can't live like that. So I'm not gonna let anybody suffer. I'm going to do what I can with what I got until I'm back where I would like to be. I remember when I started blogging years and years ago, and then I started YouTube, was because of the things that I went through. I've been through a number of traumatic experiences, including domestic violence. And blogging for me was an outlet that also inspired me to become a life coach, and gave me the courage to start using my intuition and energy healing and tarot in my work, and really like claiming those parts of myself. So yeah, I've always been inspired to help other women go on their healing journey so that they can reclaim who they were created to be before someone or before life dimmed their light or told them who they could be. So yeah, a lot has happened since I started this channel 10 years ago. Like I said, I am a master spiritual life coach. I am now a yoga teacher. I'm a licensed body worker. I have a number of certifications and training in energy healing modalities. I opened my own spa. I've accomplished so much, including becoming a mom again. So I have a lot to share. I could have seen that 10-year reminder and thought, like, you're never gonna do anything with this channel. It's never gonna be anything. You've been on there for 10 years, nobody's listening, and see it as a failure and as something that I should not be proud of. But instead I see it as a journey that allowed me to find my voice, that allowed me to become comfortable with sharing aspects of myself and my story and having fun. Like I said, looking back at my very first few videos, I can clearly see, when the authentic me, when my light started shining through and I was no longer hiding behind a mask or, I don't know, it just became where I felt more comfortable and confident, right? So I see it as a journey that allowed me the space to evolve and to heal so that I could show up here today confident, in my voice, in my skin, in my element as who I am and the work that I'm supposed to do. So I looked up, I was thinking about 10, which reduces to 1 in numerology. And that number is about opportunities. It's about leadership. It's about action, power, courage. And I thought that was really beautiful for me to be moving forward with this channel in this way while I am in a 1 year with it. And the beautiful thing about 1 is that it can stand alone. So I did decide that YouTube would become my primary platform as far as content that I'm creating. I may share other things elsewhere, but I really want this to be the place where I am showing up consistently every single day. So I really hope that you are sticking along with me for this journey, and that it's a reminder to you that no matter how long, you can start or you can pivot. Whatever you may have experienced, like I said, try to see it as information rather than time wasted. And instead of being hard on myself about where I could have already been and wallowing in the shoulda, the coulda, and the woulda of the amount of time I've been on YouTube, I let it be a reminder to seize the opportunity to pour the time, energy, the love, and passion into my goals and dreams. And I hope that you do too. I am curious, where I could be in another 10 years. How might this support me? How might it help me grow? How might it help me thrive if I actually give YouTube the attention it deserves? So I guess we're gonna find out. And if you want to be here for this journey, then please subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.